Hello everyone and welcome back to Satisfactory. It's a Merry Ficsmas. Alright, so we are back. It is, we're in the December month, and with that becomes Merry Ficsmas. And with that becomes a lot of presents, like these big things falling from the sky. And don't want to get knocked out by them, but we have this cool little calendar here inside of the hub. And with it comes the magic days, they have that like 12 days of Christmas. In this case, we have 25 days of the calendar, I think, in here, maybe. But I've done the first 5. I've done, here's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and here is number 5. And today, as of the time of this recording, it is the 5th, so I don't have any to open, but each time you click on one on that particular day, you get something. And what I have on my most current one is a new where is it? I'm not sure where it's at here. I had a new thingy here. Well, we'll come back to that later. Anyway, we have things in the MAM that we have to unlock for the holiday event. You can see we have a nice fun tree here. We started off with this base where we got the giant Christmas tree, or Ficsmas tree if you will, along with the ability to make tree branches. Then we unlocked the red and blue ornaments, followed by candy canes and a candy cane basher for those who want to go spread the Ficsmas cheer by, taking out wildlife. And then, of course, more candy canes and Ficsmas bows. I believe one of these candy canes, I think it's this one, is a large one you can make. Then the next big tier, we have the upgrade to the Ficsmas tree, which we'll be working toward today. But I did this one, which gives us a gifting tree, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then the ability to make copper and iron ornaments, or gold and silverish ones. And then we can make snowman, and we can make snow. So those have been unlocked. This one still hasn't been unlocked. I did a little bit of landscaping while I was out last. See, I have a nice inventory system. Where I can put stuff in, and if you want to know how I did that, let me know down in the description below, and I will put a video out on that. Did a little bit of work over here. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. We'll talk more about this later, but I tapped on this iron node here, as I talked about in the last video, and I started working on a way to send all of that over there so I could make steel production and whatnot. Now, we still have the power plant back there, and we'll look at that maybe next video, because we're going to focus on Ficsmas today. As you can see, we have these big, giant Ficsmas gifts that we can pick up. And most of the trees in that tech tree, we had to use that. We had to go and find all these all over the place. And you'll see them coming down in like big parachutes, and they just sort of fall out, and there you go. Check that out as it comes down. It even has like carols going off that I found interesting. I don't think we can get close enough to hear it. Let's see. No, it's going to come down too quickly. But I also opened up this nice big area right here, and that's because I want to put the Ficsmas tree, which is this one. This thing is huge, and I want to put it like right on the corner there. And as you can see, we need a few things. I got to make some reinforced iron plates. which I'm going to work on today. And I have to do some tree branches. So once we have that, we'll put the giant tree right. We'll put it right here in the corner. So that way we can observe it from a distance. And sure enough, I have gift trees. So these are gift trees that I unlocked. And what they do is they actually produce gifts. So I don't have to go hunting around for these things that are now floating in a tree over there. And these things spit out about 15 a minute. And they don't require any electricity at all. They just naturally give out gifts, which is cool. Okay. I think we just saw our first glimpse at the Ficsmas monster. Anyway, so yeah, so we have a conveyor, and what these are doing is these are combining, and then they are sending everything upstairs to this manufacturing area. And it goes up there, and it's going, right now it's just going into a container, so we'll worry about that in a minute. I redid this stuff on both sides so it looks a little better, so we can even go all the way across. But needless to say, we have a nice clean look here with our deals here. We even have a nice walkway going across. You can see here we have our cables going over there, which is what we'll be using for the reinforced iron plates. I did put this up finally and get rods going, so if I need rods, they're here. They're just being fed to this point right here. We have to go up another level before we start building out anything, but this is only one set. I have a whole nother set right there that will go into what's currently being occupied, which is our Christmas room. So I'll be postponing some of my manufacturing for the Ficsmas holiday. So as you can see, it's nice and colorful. We have the evergreen green color here. We have red walls, interior. And look at that. We have candy cane tubes. Now those tubes are just for aesthetics. They don't do anything. I don't have any fluids or water coming in here. And we got a little snowman. So we got a snowman in here. You can see they're right there and what it takes to make them. There's another unlock. Here's those giant candy canes. You can see how big those are. Maybe we'll unlock some of those later. But all of those Ficsmas gifts are going in here. So that's just kind of convenient. I also, as you can see, I have copper and iron coming in. Just to show you guys what I did for that. The iron is actually coming off of this line that's being used to make iron plates. So I used my overflow section to send it down. And I did something similar over here. This is where my copper comes up in order to go into that department to make the cables and whatnot. Since everything's been built out, that whole system down there is now completely filled. I'm able to get pretty much flowing stuff here. So once we're done with our our Ficsmas system, then I'll be able to take all this down, and that's that. You can see here I'm taking advantage of a pipe system, and that's, in case you guys are wondering, I have a couple of these pipe supports. I have a pipe support kind of embedded in the wall right there. And that's how I'm able to get those on the wall. I wasn't able to get these things out of there, no matter how much I've tried. But these 4 containers are for the ornaments, and I'm probably going to add more containers for things like the tree branches and the candy canes and the bows. But right now the balls are the main thing I want to make. And so that's what we're going to be building today. So these are going to be output lines, and I'm trying to think in my mind how I want to do this. I think I want to do smart splitters, something I haven't used yet. A smart splitter requires a little bit of extra work, but it allows me to dictate what I want to go, as far as I can set rules for how I want these things to go. So you can think of it as sort of a, see how this is a regular splitter? Well, and then we have a regular merger. So I'm thinking about merging all the lines together and then using a smart splitter to put them in there. I haven't really decided yet. I'm still kind of working this all out in my head, because I have to be able to get into these and that. So that's what we need to work out. So the first thing we have to do is we have to create the red and the blue, and those are done in a smelter. So just sort of lining these up here. Just so you can see, this is where we make the ornaments, and they just take presents. This takes, you know, it says 1 to 1, or the cost or whatever, but if you look at it, this takes 1, produces 1. This takes 1, produces 2. So we get twice as many blues as we do reds. And we only get 10 per minute, so we don't get a lot here. Now, in order to make the gold and the silver, we need a foundry. Now, right now, I only have enough stuff to make one of these, so I'm going to have to, you know, go make some. This is not where it's going to be. I'm just going to show you. This is where we make the copper and the iron ornaments right here. The copper one takes reds, and those take blues. So we're going to have to come up with some kind of convenient way to get stuff where it needs to go. So first, I'm going to run this sort of down into here. I've been trying to stick with the whole keep everything up in the air type mantra, and I'm going to have to break the rule, at least for now, when it comes to this, because there's nobody's going to be walking right here, so I'm not going to worry about it. So we're just going to sort of get these in line. Just like that. So I want one to make red. Oh, this one's already making blue, so we'll set this one to make reds. So there we go. So that's those. And we'll connect the lines up in a moment. We need to, I might have to move those that way just a tad, because I got to be able to line this in here and do our logistics, if you will. Make sure our arrows line up. Since we're not going up and above, I think we'll be fine. So we'll be able to feed those straight in and take care of that. So now comes the thing about, I need to like split each of these up so that way we can make gold ones and silver ones, right? So we have those, but I also want to put them inside of containers. So we have to split each one. And so this is why I'm thinking about the whole smart splitters idea of joining the two lines together and then smart split them where they need to go. And I only have to create one smart splitter for this because it's just going to be those. And then what I can do is also split them off into the foundry. So these output at 10 per minute, these at 5 per minute. So it's not going to take, I mean, it's going to take a while to generate all of these colors. We're just going to leave it like that, right? So let's see. We're going to get the first foundry here. And what I want to do is I want to line up that one. So way that line is going into there, and then all I have to do is bring the appropriated line over. So for blue, I need iron, which was perfect because that's the one that's right there. And I have a general idea on how that's going to work already. So we can put the splitter. Didn't line that up right. That is not completely lined up right. So let me do this. Let me just take this out here. So I have that to go by. Because I literally want that to be a straight line up here. And just to test this, I'm just going to do I'm going to take this out, but I just want to look. Perfect. All right. So we can put a, we're going to put a splitter right here. Right there. So when they come out, that one goes in and one goes out. Just like that. And now we're gonna have to do the opposite one where this is feeding into the one on the left. But I have to go get some stuff to make another foundry. So I need modular frames and I need some rotors made. So I'm going to go do that real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so I am back, and we're going to. I'm going to do a very similar thing here. I'm going to just stick this out. Probably help if I do it straight. Actually, why don't I just put that right there? All right, so this one makes the red ones, so we're going to make gold. And there we go. Now we just have to sort of hook everything up and get this started. So we don't need anything more than a Mark 1 belts on here because, well, they're not outputting fast enough. Okay, so we got the easy parts done. Now we have to get everything in the containers, and we still have to get that over here, but I don't think that's going to be an issue either. And we're going to do this one, and we're going to just turn it opposite like that. Now obviously those are not going to connect, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sort of turnstile for this. Shoot it straight in. And just like before, we can walk around. You can walk underneath these, so that's good too. There, so so that one, so this is red, that's blue, right? So why don't we make sure that we understand what color they are? So I have blue and red. That way I know which one has the correct ball in it. So we're going to do something very similar over here. We have these two containers. Can I get that in there? Let's see. Yeah. It'll look a little herky-jerky if I do it that way. But it's Ficsmas and it's a roller coaster. What can I say? All right, so now we have to do something very similar here. We have to be able to feed that into there, so we have to be very vigilant about that. There we go. So now we just have to wire this thing up, and I just happen to have power in here. Oh, we didn't tell them which ones to make here. They're going to take a little bit before they start making anything. All right, and this one was already configured, right? There it goes. Hear that. All right, so so now we still need to figure the output. So right now we have output of gold here, output of white, silverish ones there, and now we just need to get them in the boxes. There we go. Now we have Christmas ornaments being made. All right, so we have gold ones in here, so we need to paint that one. So I guess we just use that. Until I find a more proper gold. Actually, we could use that one, right? Let's try that one. That will look more gold to you. Yeah. And we can use this one here to represent that one. So we have 6 in there because that's how many I've accumulated. So we do have a few other things that we can make, but I don't have a storage solution for them yet. I suppose we could put them over here, maybe. Actually, would be more like that. So if I wanted to make like the ribbons and the candy canes and all that stuff, we could put some units in here, and then we might have enough room here for a harvester to actually make some of that stuff. So maybe we should consider it. I mean, we still need to make our giant Christmas tree here. So maybe we should work towards that. You know, I'm gonna need tree branches. I only need 100 right now. So I can just make those, well, I can't make them manually. I can only make them with machines. And then it's just a matter of hooking them up. So we just go to here, and there to there. So now all we have to do is get these, which are right here, down to here. Not exactly the way I want to take it, but it'll gradually go up, and a lot of manufacturing companies do it like that, so it's not that unusual. Granted, we're going to make the Ficsmas gift, so this is the one we're going to power up, and then this will just be a direct feed. We'll do it with all of these, even though these aren't being used yet. And eventually what we're going to end up doing is sending them out. So you can see how I have a ball right here. And that's because any advanced manufacturing will be done down at the bottom where those trees are. So there. So we have some areas we can walk around in. Some areas we can't really walk around in, but it's okay. As long as we can get to the majority of what we have, that's all that matters. I mean, the little maze of walking around here. We still got access to the door. We get into the other room if we need to, so there's that. So now we just need the tree branches. Now I got to make some reinforced iron plates. So this thing's going to be generating for a little bit. All right, so we got all that we needed from the assembler here. I already picked them up. I have 68 of them. And now we just need the tree branches, and then we can get this Christmas tree done. So I'm going to go in here, and yeah, looks like we got enough. So let's go build a gigantic Christmas tree. So right now, all that is being handled by 2 of these gifting trees, so I'll be building more gifting trees as time goes on here. But we're going to build a gigantic Christmas tree, or Ficsmas tree, if you will. And I want to put it right there on that. So let's get it built. Look at it in all of its glory. Got the fancy candy canes on it. Look at that. That is so cool. Now all we need is a giant Christmas present to set in front of it, and it'll be complete. All right, so we're back in our Christmas facilities, or Ficsmas, if you will. Let's see how we're doing on the red. We have 111. How are we doing on the blue? We're not almost halfway there. But that's on the red and blue. How are we doing on the gold? On the gold, we have 55. And on the whitish silver, we have 74. So we got a little ways to go on that. You know what? I think I'm going to make this an observatory area right here. And we just put those here and here. There we go. That's better. Now we don't interfere with our stuff. You see our giant trees. Kind of taking in the scenery, looking at our giant Christmas tree. Ficsmas tree. Everywhere tree. Gonna look awesome. All right. Anyway, so yeah, we can kind of see what that looks like from down here. You can see we've got a nice little porch there. We got that. We got our Ficsmas tree, and I think that's where we're going to leave it. So if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Satisfactory content. And I'll see you back in the factory.